I just can't stop myself from buying books. I can't say that I'm really ashamed of myself, though. Really.
Hey booktubers, I have a pretty big haul here today, so I don't believe there are any young adult books in the haul. No, there's not. So if you're looking for strictly young adult books, these are all adult, then you can go ahead and say goodbye, I guess. For the rest of you who want to stay tuned, let's get started. The first book I have to show is called Giants in the Earth. And I got this at a used bookstore. I went there today. It's fun going to the used bookstore, isn't it? What caught my attention is, of course, I kind of liked the cover and I liked the title. And I'm trying to read this name. It's by a Norwegian author, O.E. Looks like Rolvag, R-O with the two dots, so it'd be a long O sound, L-V-A-A-G. And it says in the back, it says, let's see, the classic story of a Norwegian pioneer family struggles with the land and elements of the Dakota Territory as they try to make a new life in America. The fullest, finest, and most powerful novel that has been written about pioneer life in America, and that was written by The Nation. There really isn't like a synopsis of the book. That's probably the closest one of these. But what is really cool is that this Mr. Rolvag was a Norwegian-American immigrant, and he actually wrote this book in Norwegian, so it had to be translated. So I thought that was interesting that you have someone who wrote for the Norwegian society about coming to America and being a pioneer in the Dakota Territory. I read the first few pages and it just seemed really interesting to me, so I like that one. Giants of the Earth, or Giants in the Earth. Let's see. Next one here, I saw. This is The House of Riverton by Kate Morton. Boy, I'm saying things wrong today. The House at Riverton. So there's the back, and it is a hardcover. And I haven't read any Kate Morton yet, but I saw her books. I believe it was Debra's Book Cafe. I'll put a link to her thing in the down bar, or they call that the comment section down there. But I saw her hauls had several Kate Mortons, and they just sounded really interesting. Let's see. The House of Riverton is a sweeping debut novel set. This is her debut novel. Interesting. Set in England between the wars. It is a story of an aristocratic family, a house, a mysterious death, and a vanishing way of life, told by a woman who witnessed it all and kept a secret for a lifetime. So that's kind of a small synopsis, and there's more in the thing. And Kate looks like a young author there. And I have another one in this haul by her too, which you'll see a little bit later. So I thought, I don't know, I was in the mood for something kind of, just, I don't know, descriptive, maybe drama you would call that. Here's another one that I saw, and I believe this was boy, I'm really bad today. I can't think of all these. I'm going to see if I can look it up here really fast. Boy, I can't think of it right now. We read books. And Kyle, that's his name. Kyle's the one who showed this. I think he actually reviewed it a while back also on that channel. It's a big one, as you can see. The font is rather small, and I normally would get a hardback, but since the used bookstore had this, I asked them if maybe they had it in the back, but they didn't. I went ahead and picked up the soft cover copy, and it's like about 960 pages or so. So yeah, but I'm hoping it's a pretty fast read. So, but I've heard this is excellent book. Okay, now, let's see. This was another one, and I'm going to look her up again too, because for some reason everybody's names when you get in. Debra's Book Cafe, yeah, her channel. She recently picked this up in a haul, and I love the picture. And it is by a famous, I believe, a Dutch painter, Johannes Vermeer. Vermeer, V-E-R-M-E-E-R, painted a girl wearing a turban and a pearl earring. This famous painting, Girl with the Pearl Earring, has been called the Dutch Mona Lisa. Sometimes she appears to be smiling sensuously, while other times she seems unbearably sad. And so this is a book about, I believe, about this author's life. And there's not a whole lot known about him. And so that's why I picked this up. I thought it just intrigued me. And the cover is really, really beautiful. I was trying to see if there's anything special about the actual cover of the book. And no, it's just the standard paper cover. So nothing special about the book itself. And I just did a Kate Morton, House at Riverton. This is her latest novel out, The Distant Hours. Another really, really neat cover. So I believe she has one other book out besides this one. Yeah, author of The Forgotten Garden. That's, I believe, her second book. So I have her first one, and I'm going to try to find this one too. This one here I bought new at Barnes & Noble. So, let's see if it says anything. It says, Edie is an only child of respectable, if dull, parents who, when she was growing up, did little to nurture her natural love of words or mystery. But now, a letter that should have been delivered 50 years earlier arrives for her mother and sends Edie on a journey into the past. It takes her to Milderhurst Castle, a great but mouldering old house in Kent, where the Blythe spinsters live, where she discovers her mother was billeted as a 13-year-old child during World War II. The elder Blythe sisters are twins and have spent most of their lives looking after the third and youngest sister, Juniper, who hasn't been the same since her fiancé jilted her in 1941. And it goes on. So this is really a cool book. If you look at, take the cover off, and I like it's all paper, it's not cloth, but I like the solid gray color. And but if you look on side, when you open up the end papers in the book, look at that. Isn't that really cool? And what this is, I believe, was yeah, the Mudman. And if you read the synopsis, like on Amazon, they talk about the Mudman. And so I believe the owner of the castle was an author, and he wrote or something about this Mudman. But that's part of the whole story. I just thought that was really, really cool. And then the back end papers look like that. Inside the book, it's just pretty normal. You know, there's nothing too exciting about that. So, okay, that's The Distant Hours by Kate Morton. Then this is a very popular book that's out right now, The Help, Catherine Stockett, and it just really intrigued me. 3 ordinary women are about to take one extraordinary step. 22-year-old Skeeter has just returned home after graduating from Ole Miss. That's a college. She may have a degree, but it's 1962, Mississippi, and her mother will not be happy till Skeeter has a ring on her finger. Skeeter would normally find solace with her beloved maid Constantine, the woman who raised her, but Constantine has disappeared and no one will tell Skeeter where she has gone. Abeline is a black maid, a wise, regal woman, raising her 17th white child. Something has shifted inside her after the loss of her own son, who died while his bosses looked the other way. She is devoted to the little girl she looks after, though she knows both their hearts may be broken. And I know this kind of sounds maybe a little bit, I don't know. I don't know, maybe a feminine type novel, and it may be to a certain degree, but really it's about these black women who raised children for wealthy people, and this is really their story. And so I thought that was just a really interesting twist about, I think they obviously is growing up in the South.